What's up, everyone, and welcome to Creatively Enhanced, the show that is dedicated to visual artists and creative entrepreneurs. I'm your host and artist mastermind, Chantel. Today's episode is special. I get to interview my friend and sister in Christ, Brittney Green. So, just a bit about her. She's a 35-year-old mother, entrepreneur, life coach, and author. She grew up in a small town of Freeport, Illinois, 2 hours west of Chicago. In 2014, she launched her first business, a lipstick line called Liptique. After a setback, she stepped away from the entrepreneurship role for a few years. In 2021, she returned to the field as a certified life coach and founded Heart to Heal Coaching, where she offers mentorship to individuals who desire inner healing. She is also the author of Testify on My Behalf, a memoir about her inner healing journey, and is currently working on her second book. Brittney felt led to enter the hair care industry after facing a lengthy battle with hair loss, which prompted her to launch a hair growth oil called the Ruach, which is exclusive to the Etsy platform. The Ruach is a highly requested product with many satisfied reviews from many women who suffered with hair loss and alopecia. Now it's time to hear from this amazing woman, Brittney Green, and how she sells her hair oil on Etsy. Hello, Brittney, and thank you so much for being my featured guest on Creatively Enhanced podcast. I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you so much. I am so excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me. It is my pleasure.
Oh, yes, thank you. You're welcome. Now, before we jump into this interview, I want to start by asking an ice question. Are you ready?
I am.
Okay. So, if you could smell like any dessert, what would it be and why?
Well, that is an interesting question. Um, you know what? A dull pineapple whip. Have you ever heard of it?
No, elaborate.
So it's like this soft serve ice cream with pineapple. Okay, like whipped cream. Well, it's whipped up. I shouldn't say whipped cream, but I'm known to be sweet and know how to melt a heart. So,
Okay, y'all hear that?
pineapple whip.
Yes, yes. Okay. Awesome. Well, I love that. And pineapple is one of my favorite fruits. So
Yes,
I think that's why we're best friends, right?
ma'am. Of course.
Okay. Well, let's get into the interview. Tell us about how you were inspired to create and design the Ruach hair oil.
Okay, let's see where I start. Okay, I'll try to make it short, right? So around like 2012, I remember my hair falling out in the middle, and I was just like, "Whoa, what is happening?" I thought it, I thought it was due to like a relaxer I allowed my little sister's friend to put in. Um, so after that, I like denounced all relaxers and we went natural, and I was like team natural for so long, right? And after that, my hair started growing out very beautifully. So I thought, okay, I'm done with relaxers for sure. When my hair started growing back. Fast forward to around 2014, I had to be in a wedding. And at that time, I didn't know how to quote unquote slick my hair down. Because with the natural state, my hair is like really coily. And at that time, gels would always leave like a buildup in my hair. I think jam was popular. Remember jam?
Oh, yes.
It was like popular at that time, but that left my hair like really greasy. Girl, I'm over here looking like the people off of Coming to America when they cross the couch. That's how greasy. So and then I don't even think edge control was that popular at that time, or at least I didn't know about it. So I feel like I needed to revert back to the old faithful relaxer to tame my edges. I don't know, it's crazy. But my hair held up. It didn't break off this time. So I thought I was in the clear. Fast forward again to like 2020, and I was back in my natural state, all the perm. I grew the relaxer out, right? And I was still feeling very frustrated about my hair because I'm like, I don't know how to do hair. So I didn't know how to do anything with it. And I was tired of wearing like the wigs and all that stuff. And I'm like, I want to wear my natural hair. So silly old me went and bought a kitty relaxer. Okay. I went and got it just for me. There you go. And I applied it. Now, nothing happened, but like 3 months later, my hair started falling out horribly again. So I remember cutting all my hair like down to like an afro and just started wearing braids. And it grew back, but I knew that my texture, like my hair was growing, but it was coming out in clumps still. My texture had changed and everything. And so one day I just came home and I just took the shavers, and this was like in 2022. So last year I took the clippers and just cut it all the way down. You remember, right?
Yeah, I remember.
And so, but really, that was the backstory. What really inspired me to create it, because I've always had these hair issues and I always wanted to do something with a hair oil. And I've tried different oils on the market and it just seemed to not do anything. I mean, I've tried like Jamaican castor oil. I tried like avocado oil, all different things for the hair or whatever, stuff that they said that would grow. And my hair never grew. So it wasn't until later on, actually earlier this year, I received a prophetic word, right? That says, and the man, he had talked to me about different things that the Lord was, I believe in the Lord, right? Faithful. Okay. And he talked about different things, pertaining to my life. But right before he let me go, he said, don't forget to start the hair serum. And something just clicked in me, and I just felt like this rushing wind to really just hone into that and get that started. And that is how I created the backstory. So I started doing my research, and like I said, I believe I hear from the Lord. He gave me two ingredients, lemon and pomegranate. And I'm like, okay, as I start researching, I'm like, I don't really know what I'm doing. And then he highlighted someone to me to work with. But she, was an expert in her field or whatever. And I got with her. I told her what I needed, and she was able to create this oil for me. And by God, my hair has been growing ever since. I was the first tester of this oil. And because what I didn't tell you guys is I was having my hair start growing back after I cut it. But I noticed bald spots. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? So I felt like, okay, Brittney, the answer is right in your face. You've had women in your family and your generation struggle in those areas of hair. And so I noticed that these bald spots were there. So when I did the oil, like I said, it started growing back within weeks. Within 2 weeks, one bald spot was completely gone. I can't believe it, right?
Wow.
And so I tested the oil, and then I designed the label because Ruach is Hebrew for the wind, the spirit, or the breath of God. So yeah, that's how I got started with that.
And I really love how you went into just your process and how you got a prophetic word that pushed you into your purpose. It pushed you into this creation, the Ruach, which is obviously divine inspired. So thank you so much for sharing your inspiration on how you began creating that hair oil. So where did you decide you wanted to sell your hair oil?
Well, I'm like, the first platform that I thought of was Etsy. I had joined Etsy around maybe 2012. Y'all, I love the basketball wives. Remember when they had the two earrings? So I found out about that Etsy platform back then. And so I went on there to get some beads, and I wanted to make my own because I've always been like a creative person and want to do things on my own. So I wanted to get beads and sell and make those earrings and sell them. And so I had joined the platform for that as a buyer, but I never added the store. And then like in 2014, when I had my lipstick line, I thought about opening the store on Etsy, but my lipstick line did so well in my local area, I never even got to bring it online. So fast forward to now, Etsy was like a no-brainer for me. I looked into it. The prices were pretty good. It's competitive. And so I enjoyed opening my store. I'm doing well. I like it on that platform.
Awesome. Yeah, I know Etsy has provided many successful opportunities for creatives and entrepreneurs out there.
Yeah.
And they're really designed for craft makers like yourself that design and create and come up with organic products for people who are looking for products that are handmade.
Yeah.
Now, would you recommend Etsy for anyone else that's starting in the hair oil business?
Absolutely. I definitely would. I mean, you have this platform that's pretty much laid out for you. You have you can list your products, they auto renew it. You can do pretty much everything on there. I run ads. And I love that they don't charge you for the ad unless someone clicks on it.
Oh, nice.
So
Okay.
you can run them as long as you can. Like I've been running one for a month and have not been charged. You would think maybe $1 or something a day, I've been only charged maybe a couple dollars for over 30 days.
Oh, wow.
And I'm getting clicks too. And it's very well. I like it. I think they're fair price, fairly well. I think it's priced fairly well. I have no complaints.
Nice. Yeah. Cost effectiveness in any business, right?
Exactly.
Because that's what we strive for with our marketing and advertising to get the clicks, the buys. And it sounds like it's very successful for you. I love that. And with your journey in creating the Ruach, what is the most important thing that you've learned so far?
Whew. Okay. So if I can be completely transparent, I am one of those people that think, okay, I have this great idea and it's supposed to take off overnight, right? I'm like one of those, like, I have an awesome idea. I have an awesome brand. This is supposed to take over. I'm like supposed to wake up and be a millionaire immediately. Of course,
Right.
of course, it has not been like that at all. So I'm learning to get out of that mindset and learning to take the time, take the scenic route, as they would like, and enjoy the process. Sometimes it's slow. It's entrepreneurship. It's business. Some days you don't make a sale. But some days it's frustrating. So I'm learning to take a back seat, but also keep my foot on the gas, if that makes sense, and just kind of slow down and enjoy the process and learn what I can learn. Right now, I'm focusing on learning how to scale my business. I'm into that. I want to learn that because I think when I touch on that, I'll really be able to take off how I want to.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And I love how you pointed out taking the scenic route, because a lot of times in entrepreneurship, being a creative, a visual artist, graphic designer, or what have you, we expect to make sales, or we impact immediately. But it takes building trust with people within your community, people on social media, those who are supporting you. They have to, build that, hey, I see they're doing something, that reputation with you. And I know for me, starting an art business and even in graphic designs, like taking the scenic route was the only way that I was really going to make it to making my first sale. Because if I were to rush into anything, trust me, nothing would have been as successful. But yeah, so in that though, what advice can you give someone who wants to start in the hair oil industry?
So I knew when I started this hair line, or hair oil rather, that I knew that I wanted to target and hone in on people as myself, with nothing against the industry, but so many different brands market to women or men that have this head full of hair already, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like somewhere in the middle is people like me that I don't fit the mold for the industry with beautiful hair care or hair, beautiful hair down my back and long, and that's good, and I'm not jealous of that, and that's the way God made those people. However, what about people that have been suffering from their hair for years and have not found anything on the market that works for them?
Mm-hmm.
So my advice is to research your target market. I am very clear on who my target market is. It's people like me, right? People that don't have long hair, that is balding at the age of 30s, that's trying to figure out what in the world is going on with their hair. That is who I want to target. I want to build back confidence to
Mm-hmm.
those women. And that is my advice. What is your why? Who is your who? Okay. Um, so that's my biggest advice for people. Research your target market and know that those are your people.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Do you have any suggestions how the research looks? So, I know for me, I talk about in one of my prior episodes is researching your target audience, and that can also be referenced in how to price your art with my four pricing methods on how to find your target audience, and also your art collectors by breaking down the characteristics and the demographics, the age. Would you say the same would apply for anyone in the hair oil industry?
You know what? I think the hair oil industry, the beauty industry, the hair care is such a sacred industry. I mean, people aren't willing to really talk about their hair issues because
Mm-hmm.
it can be embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
So I found that it took me talking about it and being transparent. Then I received messages in my inbox telling me of the hair loss, telling me of this thing. So sometimes it's going to take to find your target market is going to take you being transparent about your own issues.
Mm-hmm.
Personalize. I always tell people personalize it.
Yes, that's good.
Personalize your
Mm-hmm.
business. Um, because we don't just get into business because, well, some people do, but we don't get into business because everyone else is doing it. Nine
All
times out
right.
of 10, if we're into business or what have you, it's something that's near and dear to our heart.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so, yeah, we definitely have to personalize it. When I became transparent to other people about my struggles, that's when I realized, and the people started messaging me, that's when I realized, okay, there's my market.
Yeah.
There's,
Impact. Yes.
yes, absolutely.
Yes. That's awesome. And there are many women, even children, who are suffering from hair loss and alopecia that you've given us a young girl's confidence back just from your hair oil.
Absolutely. I'm so happy. I just believe that we are all beautiful people. I believe that everyone should feel confident about themselves. We go through so much in life. And, hair is like our glory, right? Hair to me is like our
Mm-hmm.
glory. So I know I've been through it. I've had short hair. I had, shoulder length hair, and I've had issues like this, where I've shaved it all off finally. And it's just like, I want to feel beautiful at all stages of
Yes.
that.
Yes.
I'm happy to make other people happy. And I just want everyone to feel confident in them,
Right. Yeah. Yes. And being your friend too, I could tell, I can vouch for that, guys, that she definitely has a heart, especially for women and helping them and encouraging them, uplifting them,
No,
building them up in their confidence, because she's even helped me through a lot of things. So I appreciate you.
thank you. Well, I appreciate you too, just as much, Yeah.
So, who has been influential in your career as an entrepreneur?
A good question. I think we can easily say that we look up and think of the Oprahs in the world, the Tyler Perrys of the world, and um. But when I think of one person that has been influential in my life as an entrepreneur, is my grandfather.
Mm.
He passed away in 1995. And I was a young girl. I probably was only 8 years old at the time. But I even remember as a young girl admiring him and following him around. He owned real estate, land, and started gardens in our hometown. He was my first example as an entrepreneur, even though I didn't know what that was back then. It wasn't until I got older of age that I really understood. And I realized that I actually picked up that mantle of entrepreneurship from him. He was really the person that laid a foundation. I said, I wish he was still alive because I would be gleaning from him.
Yeah, he sounds like he was pretty powerful in his entrepreneurship journey. Do you have has he ever given you like any advice? I know you're probably pretty young because you said he passed in 93. Is that correct?
95.
95.
No, I can't really remember anything. He was a quiet man. So he didn't speak. He was a man of few words. He didn't speak much. And that's actually a very good thing. I'm learning to do as I get older. Talk less, work harder, work more. So if I can say, if that's anything, even though he didn't tell me that per se, I'm taking that away. Don't talk about it, be about it.
Okay, there you go. Bingo.
That's it.
Okay, so if you could be remembered for one thing, what would it be?
You know what? I've had a journey of various trials. And if I could be remembered for anything, is I didn't give up. Didn't give up. I don't
talk about it.
If I take my last breath, now Lord, I ain't saying I want to take my last breath, okay? I can put that as a disclaimer.
Okay.
But if I take my last breath tomorrow, I would think that people would say she did not give up. And everything I've been through, that's what I want to be remembered for. But I also, going deeper, I also want to be remembered for, because I know that I'm going to make it one day. And I want to be remembered for the person that was the underdog and the rookie that made it, the least expected.
Come on. And trust me, the ones who looked at you and said, oh, she ain't going nowhere, you'll be surpassing that for sure.
Okay, exactly.
They'll be surprised. They'll be looking back like, where'd Brittney go? Oh, she gone. She done went way ahead in light year speed. Beyond their expectations.
Okay, thanks, because I just want to go. I have this deep desire of making it. You know how? Yes. I really have a deep desire. I really know that I feel like I'm at the brink of breakthrough for my life. And I want to be remembered that I did not give up and I actually got it. Because I feel like I am an underdog. And I feel like I said, I don't fit the mold of a lot of things, I wasn't picked first for anything, if I can say that. But you know what? If I can say this, I'm just reminded of what it says in the Bible that says the first shall become the last and the last shall become the first. That's all I got to say. I'm in last place for a long time, so I feel like I'm ahead.
Well, there you go. You better declare it now.
I am, yes.
So what's next for you?
You know what? Good question. What is next for me? I feel like right now my hand is in several different pots. So I don't want to start anything else until I finish something. Not really finish, but you know what I mean? Like something breaks in the areas that I have already started. until I'm able to scale the businesses that I have. I don't want to start anything else. I want to work on that. I heard something from probably one of my favorite people, Tiffany Montgomery. If you don't know, she's a heavyweight in the kingdom and a multimillionaire. And she said, you know what? Sometimes she's like, I don't work well with multiple tasks.
Mm.
I work on one thing and I see it through.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm starting to realize that. Not, just because the Lord has called me into these different arenas, I need to finally see some things through.
Yes.
Pick up anything else. So I'm
Yes.
working on a book. I'm working on coaching, clients. I'm working on a hair oil. I'm going to focus on those 3 things right now.
Yes. Okay. And that's really good business advice too for anyone starting and those of you that are listening. Before we move forward in other projects, we have to be sure we could be successful or come to a conclusion and have an exit strategy to what we're doing now.
Yes.
So that is really good. That's deep. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
Now, before we go, can you tell the listeners how they can contact you?
Absolutely. So if you want to follow the hair oil page, you can find us on Instagram at Ruach Hair Oil. And Ruach is RUACH hair oil, all one word, of course. And then if you are looking to find me on my personal page, it's Your Inner Healing Coach. It's URINNERHEALINGCOACH, Your Inner Healing Coach.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for taking this time to interview with me. I'm so honored that you did this, my first guest.
I am excited to be here. Thank you so much.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you. Well, until next time, my friend.
Bye.
Bye. All I can say is wow. Brittney's story is definitely an example of how she did not give up. If you haven't by now, please check out her Instagram where you'll see all her information regarding her Heart to Heal coaching, her book Testify on My Behalf, and also the Ruach hair oil. Thank you so much for listening today. Check out the show notes where all the information pertaining to this episode and references to our website, creatively enhanced.com, is available. Until next time.